The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Go to the church, though.
Tawali man, what's up?
Man, can you imagine people just dump everywhere? Someone drinks water and throws the bottle wherever.
Come on, Rogers. What else do you expect people to do with an empty bottle?
Simanya now, did you know that plastics take at least 450 years to decompose?
What? That's a long time.
Exactly. Because plastics are made out of a lightweight and flexible material that doesn't decompose easily. And plastics everywhere in the environment cause plastic pollution.
What is plastic pollution now?
It is the accumulation of plastic waste in the environment, like bottles, polythene bags, straws. All of these contribute to plastic pollution.
I have been using them without knowing their effect.
Yeah, a lot of people have. Plastics are a danger to the ecosystem, both on land and in water.
So how can we overcome this problem? Is there something we can do?
Oh yes, we can reduce by minimizing the use of plastics, reuse by repurposing them, or recycle by collecting and processing them into new products.
Everyone wants to change the world, but no one wants to change themselves for the world.
How about we change our habits for the world?
And it starts with me and you.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
At first, we hit your gadgets with our state-of-the-art digitalized mobile studio with the debate on the road behind the wheels. Later, we launched our magnificent studios located on Plot 1A, Sawagude Close, Lukulinanganda, Machindye, Kampala, where we bring to you our must-watch shows like The Mighty Drive, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m., Hotline, Mondays, 7 p.m. As for legal matters, Twins at Bar, Tuesdays, 11 a.m., Wednesdays, 6 p.m. is Afro-Caribbean Link, where we connect Africa with the Caribbean. Voltage on Thursdays, 7 p.m., featuring a youthful panel. Interface with Dr. Kiza Besije every Friday, 12 p.m. with his call to action against injustices. Snap Talk, Saturdays, 6 p.m. with the trio. A must-watch, The Political Dice, Sundays, 8 p.m. with the duo that never stammers, and so much more. Watch us live on all our social media platforms. We are The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Hi, Rogers. Can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What does corruption mean?
Well, summarily, corruption is abuse of public power for personal gain or for the benefit of a group to which one owes allegiance. For example, when a public office is abused by an official accepting or soliciting a bribe. By the way, private people can be corrupt too, like bribing police officers to escape fines.
Okay. So exactly how does that concern me?
Well, do you pay taxes?
I guess, yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Everything. Because those taxes you pay are supposed to facilitate services you use, like water, electricity, roads construction, medicines in hospitals, name it.
Okay, that is much bigger than I thought. But it can be stopped, right?
Well, yes, it can. Although it may not be as easy as it sounds. And here is the reason why. Corruption roots are grounded in our country's social, political, economic, bureaucratic traditions and policies.
So, what has kept it going this long? I mean, why don't we stop it?
Well, the main reason why it has been here for so long is because institutions are weak, either as a result of poorly defined ethical standards of public service, weak administrative and financial systems, or ineffective watchdog agencies.
What can we do to stop it?
At a national level, we must focus on strengthening the independence and effectiveness of public institutions that fight corruption. At a personal level, we must commit to never giving a bribe.
I promise I'll never give a bribe.
Well, that's a great decision you have made. Me and you now have to spread this message to all our friends. If we all do our part, corruption will be no more.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk. The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
tukulikeyo mukuwumulamuko negatiddwako omumbejja wedeliri ate omugenyi waffe nga bwatutuukako any minute from now tugenda kuba nga ate tugira twogerako ku nsonga eziri kugenda mu maaso mu ggwanga nga bwe tulinda ate omukulu Mr. Maseruka Sadat okuba nga ate atweyungako mbategeezezza nti olunaku lwakusatu era nga ku luno olunaku abantu ba mirundi ebiri abasuubizza okulaba obutali bumativu abasooka be basuubuzi bagamba omukulu president alabika tategeera nsonga zaabwe ze bawogerako so olw'ensonga eyo bagenda kubanga tebaddamu okuggala amaduuka gaabwe nga balaga obutali bumativu ate paka omukulu president w'eggwanga bw'anaasobola okuba nga ate abafunira olunaku olutali lwewala okuba nga ate abamiitinga nga boogera ku nsonga ezibaluma okuli ensonga ya IFS ate n'ensonga y'abasigansimbi ate okwefuula nabo abasuubuzi gurupu endala ye gurupu y'abavubuka abayita ba Gen Zs okulaba nga nabo balangiridde okomawo ku makubo nga balaga their fight against corruption era nga bano mu demands ze balina bagamba nti Speaker wa Parliament alekulire jakubanga ate nyaniriza omumbejja sobola okuba nga abalamusaako sobola okuba nga ate tukubaganya endowooza yalowooza ki ku bigenda mu maaso mu Uganda waneeno era singa tutambula nga bwe tuli ssaawa eno olowooza tuli baakulaga wa by 2026
tunatuuka
tuyinza otuuka olowooza
tujja tuuka kuba tujja tuuka ng'ebimu bikyuse nga betwali tulinamu obwesige babubajjeemu
kisobokera
nalabyeko omubaka omu ng'agamba mbu ababaka ba paalamenti betulinawo abamu beetaaga kubeera bakansala tebeetaaga kubeera babaka
yawadde ekizampo
teyamenyeemenye bantu ssekinnoomu naye yagambye nti abamu beetaaga kubeera bakansala mubaka Ibrahim Ssemujjunganda bw'atyo bwe yagambye nti ababaka abamu beetaaga kubeera bakansala kusinziira ku mutindo gwe balina okuba nti gwa kiboggwe
ensonga kyeyamuleetedde okuba ng'ayisaamu banne amaaso atyo
owange sikitegeera nakukitegeera naye bigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga biyitirivu nnyo abalabi baffe abalungi zaako mbaniriza ku Mighty Drive nze omumbejja luwedde lirya n'olunaku olwaleero lwakusatu era lubeera lw'abakyala kutuula mu nkato okuba nga tubatuusaako puroguramu eno kutuuka ssaawa 4 ez'amakya g'olunaku olwaleero naye nga March to Parliament ekyagenda maaso nze kinyumira ku kintu kino Twitter space ye baawo okwongera okuwuzaamu bannayuganda amaanyi okulaba nti munnaye musitukiramu okulaba nti mubaako enkyukakyuka gye muleeta oba tubaako enkyukakyuka gye tuleeta ffe nga bannayuganda nnyinza okuba nze siri ku street naye wano ku show wensinzidde ate munange nange wengattidde eddoboozi ku nsonga y'Obuli Bw'Enguzi newankubadde nti waliwo omwami yagamba omwami Dennis gwe twalina wano last week yagamba nti abamu bakiyita Buli Bw'Enguzi naye baali badde bagamba misappropriation of funds oba misuse of power tabamu bifo byabwe bye balimu bye bakozesa okulaba nti balina ssente ze bafuna naye ssente zino tebazifuna mu tezijja nti bazibba bubbi oba bazitoola butoozi wabula zirina engeri gye zitambulira mu mateeka okulaba nti munanga abantu bano basobola okukola ki okuzifuna mwe mbaawo nti ssente zino zaali mu bajeti gye mutaasoma ssente ne ziba nga zayisibwa mu ngeri emu oba endala
so kati n'agamba nti tugambe nti akozesa ofiisi ye bubi mismanagement of office
ndowooza
naye wali abali mu
ne funds ezimu bazi-appropriating awantu wezitalina kubanga zigenda
kati olwagamba nti bano balina cause nkyamu
bano aba corruption ekigambo corruption bakikozesa bubi baali badde baga nti ssente zino ssente bafuna nnyingi oba n'obuyinza bakozesa bungi nnyo okulaba nti bafuna ssente ezo mu ngeri emu oba endala
bw'otunuulira ensonga ye yandibaamu eggumba naye ate tekitegeeza nti tewali corruption mu Uganda
of course waliwo naye waliwo ekitiiso kyennala bye baagala okuleeta nti buli yeenyigidde mu Buli Bw'Enguzi byabadde akoze biboyebwe
kituufu ekyo nange nkiwagira from here
nti byabadde akoze byobugagga byabadde afunye babitwale
iye babimuggyeko kubanga ziba tezibadde ssente ze
waliwo ebimu nga yabikola tannakola
opportunity
ekolaki
ebyamaaso nga zirusa corruption
nawe nkulu Maseruka tetunafuna opportunity
you are live I believe
yes we are live
yes
opportunity change otegeeza
you will change your mind to advocate for confiscation of people's property if you also had the same opportunity they had.
So hola mseko batulaba.
Yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sadat Maseruka is my name. Happy to be here. Sasa okudamu ko balaba ko lwalero.
Alhamdulillah.
Webali kuwaayo budde kulaba bantu bake tofaali lyoteka ku ggwanga naye njala tutandikira wennyini woga tetunaba kufuna mugeza guli wagwo obadde otegeeza.
Wela utuwa nga tukola ebintu ng'ebyamateeka tulina okubeera a bit humane n'oku understanding the circumstances that we are living in.
Okay.
Oba okera ku makya n'ogamba nti tuyisize etteeka nti buli eyeenyigira buli Bw'Enguzi wakuttibwa katugambe not qualifying nti to which extent ojja kumaliriza nga according to the society you are in gwe kennyini gwe gwe basookerako because ogenda mu ddwaliro oba owaayo olukumi bakuyiseewo ogenda kugamba the situation we are at sometimes it requires reform from that is not legal because all of us are culprits. So again tunafuna opportunity nti wogamba nti buli amasinzewo through corruption or from anybody that has benefited through corruption ebintu ebire confiscated. You may find that nti ajja kugamba that if you are in my shoes you yourself would have done what I've done. Because you have not yet gotten the opportunity, you can speak as though you are speaking.
So mulede tugwenkubire nebbali mukuba mbukyamu lwakuba sinna kutuuka mu
because kiba David
bwe ndituuka yeteeka linkwate esooka erikukwate gwe ali mu kubba
nanti ekyo kyakugamba nti nze nja kuvaawo gojje naye bwanga nga tetufunye kwetereza myoyo ng'abantu naawe ojja kujja okose ofisi yemu oba opportunity gye mbadde nina okola ebyembadde nkola because system tenakola ki tenaterera nti I am comfortable with the small that I have. So whoever will take that position will do what the predecessor did because it is the system that enables them. It's not the law. It is the culture that encourages them to do that. It's
That's
not
how
the
things
law.
have been.
Yes, there is a law that if you are corrupt, if you benefit from corruption, there are mechanisms of disciplining you. But because of the culture that we are having, whoever goes there ends up as the person who was castigated.
nanti mu mechanism ezo eziriwo temubaddeemu yakugibwako ebyobugagga by'obwamasinze ng'okozesa ssente zaffe ez'obbye ez'omuwi w'omusolo saawe tugambira nti ebbaga eryo baba lireeta mu parliament lijja kukola
Ebbago ly'oleeta etteekawo eriri mu Anti-Corruption Act bakusiba
nogibwako ebyobugagga
byofunye illegally ne babitunda and that money goes back to the consolidated
but we
fund.
have never seen
It happened and it is happening. Ababba sente za pension, ababba sente za NSSF, they were prosecuted. Ne gubasinga ebintu ne biboyebwa era nabo ne basibwa, they served a term n'ebintu ne
Oba kuba n'abaliwo etteeka terikola.
Etteeka likola neegamba nti etteeka lirina be likwata ne bibaleka. N'ekirala bwe tuva ku nzi kyenvudde ku tteeka nti we baakwata bali mu pension scheme ne baba penalizing ng'etteeka bwe ligamba kyalemesa abalala okugenda maaso okubba.
no
So the issue is culture, the issue is institution. Nti amateeka weegali nti oli agamba ze naye kaninde olwange oli agamba oyo
kanzibe we balinkwatira nga ninako kyenfunyeewo
kyekyo gamba nti we are all corrupt but we have not yet gotten the opportunity to show our vices. Nti unaafuna ofiisi eyo nga system eringa bweri nga buli omu abba kino nabba kino nawe onaagituulamu ojja kugamba I cannot be the old man out.
nange kanzibe
You will end up as it is. For example, there are very many people that have joined this government that have been castigating its vices. Why are they ending up eating their own words? Because what they have joined, the culture they have joined,
baagala baweereze nga basinziira munda wayo
nanti bwe batuuka eri munda ate ne batandika okukola biri bye badde bavumirira kitegeeza nti we batuuka eri bafuuka ba old man out nga to survive the other side must behave the way they are behaving. So siteeka we have the laws but the issue
nawulirako mbu okulya enguzi kwampaka eyo tusobola kubeera mu office ng'abantu 8 bali mu kuyisaawo akasente gwe neweefuula ali kiriini ayita bakulwana n'ofuluma oba ozirya lwampaka
kati ekizizaayo waliwo entandikidde that if you do not have the opportunity yet you cannot we can say whatever idealistic approaches towards corruption as we want, but the question is when you look at the current parliament,
Yes.
The heads of that parliament were members of the opposition sometime, and the allegations against them of corruption, they were castigating them, and I believe they see them. And the question is, why are they now at the forefront of the corruption scandals? If they are there, what changed in the due course? Did their beliefs change? But when you understand that the situation people operate in, you can only know when you're also there.
So what is the best way okubanga tulwanyisa obuli bw'enguzi buno okuggwaawo? Kale bukendeere ne butaggwaawo bukendeereko.
The first thing is having a societal change.
Tutya.
Obanga gwe okyasuubira nti in your small capacity, not in the government office, oba olina service gy'oyagala, olina okuteekamu inducement, wabeewo ajanguya a speeding up process. Oyagala passport, ogyagala mangu mangu. Bakugamba passport ya $300, oyongereko 5 so that yo gifuna mangu. Corruption has started. So again, they're building from our small communities to the largest scale. Nti society yonna ebeera eri corrupt. That means buli muntu I know making sure that afuna sente nyingi, afuneko zaana ezinamuyisizaawo byayagala oba ezinamuleetera services okumpi within a short period of time. That means they will have to steal the money. Ayagala ogenda mu ddwaliro ery'ebbeeyi, alina okufuna sente by all means. So otubanga tulina amalwaliro nga otuukayo tebagenda kufaako, that means I will look for money somewhere else in Nairobi. In that I will end up stealing. So it is the societal breakdown, the lack of service delivery at all levels that encourages corruption. You are talking of corruption, you are talking of corruption at parliament, but do you know what is in the local governments?
Natukwata kimu ku kimu tetugenda kubanga tu
nati the holistic the issue is we should look at corruption holistically. Gwobanga otandika okugamba nti gundi muli wanguzi naye nange agimuwadde nange ndi culpable. Kati yes, obanga oyagala okufuna omulimu mu public service ng'olina akasente koolina okuteeka, you have started being corrupt. Obanga oyagala akalulu nga politician ng'ogenda kutandika abalonzi okubawo ekyo bawadde, you have started to be corrupt, and they should also not blame you because they are corrupt. They are asking for an inducement. So kati corruption togenda kuŋŋamba nti omuntu azze n'akuwa sabbuuni n'akuwa ssente ze n'akuwa omunnyo n'akuwa bodaboda.
So bwampa sabbuuni mugaane
ati kati abikuwadde akuguze ye yenguzi. That means naye alina okunoonya means of returning sente ze. That means waba member of parliament ajja tuukayo asooka bbe ajja kuweeko, because that's what it becomes a transaction. That means era bw'afuna office under those means toyinza kumugamba nti waliwo sente z'okuba n'ataziba.
So what advocacy should be done in that direction? Abantu ebintu bye babawa babigobe.
That has been Alliance's call over, that we should change the political culture. The commercialization of politics is taking us to the direction that we will be having no control of our politics and the affairs of our country. In this try to twogera ku kyakulonda kwokka nti tuga corruption, the leaders that we are having will get money anywhere, and they will come because you have a mind that you should be paid to vote in a particular direction.
Yeah.
They will go and steal from your coffers, bring to you so that you can elect them. Because in actual sense, if they come and tell you that I will do A, B, C, D, vote me per my manifesto, you will not vote them. And they will also resort to means of how do we convince these people. So akaluje kakoma okubeera expensive. Akaluje kakoma okubeera akasente nyingi. Ne bali gye abeesimbyewo oba abaagala obukulembeze bajja okunoonya ssente through all illicit means to come and buy your vote. Kati we tugenda ku ekino tugenda ku levels endala nti omuntu aguze omulimu tagenda kubeera committed ng'agufunye on merit. So ojja musanga ku counter ye okuwa service olina okumuwa inducement. So corruption is growing. So kati you have elected leaders that have corrupted you. We are having a public service that they acquired jobs through corruption. Now you expect for them to act normally when you're at the grassroots. You are not normal. Secondly, to be money. Olina afuna office enene navanga taina kaina. Do you know how they are castigated by the society? They will be called fools, imbeciles. How were you able to be in such a position? You don't even have a nice house.
Because tukusobera okubanga ofuna omusaala
they expect no, in actual sense they expect you to be a thief.
No.
Because I believe if you have work of doing akasalako, those are the means you have.
Ani MP afuna omusaala gwa milioni 3 wakati wa 3.8. Bwavaayo bisanja bibiri nga talina nyumba nnungi yuba tulina okumwogerako. What were you doing with the money?
Thank you so much. Of a million, but that is maybe some different breakdown. Kati enyumba ennungi e million asatu nga bamusubira okubeera ennyumba ey'akawumbi because they will say because at 30 million you can build a house, but the stage of an MP ejja kubanga tekola ki
temujamu kitiibwa kye.
Kakati wanaazimba eyo emiliyoni 3 naye ogamba nti ono tetumanyi kye yakola. He wasted the opportunity because you believe that if given an opportunity to occupy an office, you must amass wealth by illicit means. It is a societal problem. All of us are culpable of corruption. At any one moment, all of us in this room and those viewing us have ever at any one time tried to get services to induce somebody so that they can provide the services that are free. That is already corruption.
Or someone induced us.
And the laws on corruption are very clear. Who gives and who receives?
They are all corrupt.
They are all corrupt. They are all lying.
Bogenda mudwaliro lya government omusawo nakugamba okukwatako wetaaga at least ongulireyo ekyemisana naye kate service eyo gyetaaga omusawo ono yes asasulwa but then akutaddeko ekyokuba nti olina okumuliisa ekyemisana so that you get service. That's
what I was saying. Otandise now okumuwa favor okumuwa inducement so that you get a favor. Ask that means that person, because you know what are the work ethics?
But now they are not following the work ethics.
Work ethics anti katezikyagobererwa wakati twogerera mu Uganda. Era omusawo bw'ozimujjukiza bulungi nnyo bwakulekawo awo ng'ofa n'agenda n'akola
the deterioration and lack of work ethics a corruption issue? It is a societal issue. It is a cultural issue. We have degenerated into a society whereby it is a man society.
Okay. Naye nze ndowooza nti corruption oba ali mu system. Singa balongoosa something to do with the system, abantu bajja kugoberera. The society will just follow.
Because you see the description of it. What is the description of a system that we're talking about? because if you talk about democracy, it's the government of the people. We are the people. When you talk about government, it is the public service. It is it is us, the people, that also make that system. So if the people that come from us, the society, make that system, and they are the replica of us, the MPs you vote are a replica of the society that we are coming from. So if an MP is able to convince you by paying you off, that means he has bought the job. You're not going to ask him for services. That means if you need any service from him, you must also pay back. If a doctor or a nurse acquires a job in a hospital, after having paid money in the public service to be enrolled, you'll have to pay for them to recoup what they had put in, because now it is not because they are working because they want to offer service. They are
because
working
they want money.
They want money. So ask yourself, if I give this lady lunch, we are thousands of people that are offering me the services in this hospital.
Yes.
How many people are going to feed her that day if it is about lunch? It's corruption. No, let me be sincere. You have said that I will give that person lunch. Can we turn that lunch into a commodity, not money? How many people are going to bring
tulete toke buli omu aleetenga toke enkota y'ettooke.
You see, you'll find that she does not need your food, she needs money. She needs money.
No, lwakuba kiri commodity ebeera erabibwa nnyo, like erabibwa
Mukulu Sadat, have you ever been to a government hospital?
I have ever been to a government hospital. Yes.
And what was the experience there?
The experience was one, people report for a few hours. Two, the junior officers work harder than the senior officers.
That's true.
And also, all equipments and all the necessary tools to work on somebody are available. But what is not available is the will and the human resource.
But I've been to a hospital, I've been to Chirudu. Neba omusawo n'akuwandiikira eddagala lyonna nga bw'olina oddifuna. N'otuuka wali we balina okukuweera eddagala ne bakuwa panado ne amakerenda aga metro. Ne bakunnyonnyola gaagana agasigadde ojja gafuna ebweru wano tegaliiwo. Naye ng'ate services zonna obadde olina kuzifuna eyo lumu.
Because when we elected, when we chose decision makers, how they survive in the corrupt system is to sell this medicine. Have you ever found where the medical services have allocated any hospital only equipments without medicine? Medicine is there, but in order for also them to survive, they will have to sell that same medicine outside, because they believe that that's the only way they can also amass wealth in this corrupt society.
Tukubiriziddwa nnyo okwagala ensi.
And we are accepting such actions. For instance, if
no, we are not accepting, but we do not
because if they write for you that please you buy the following here, because of the need, you will go and buy them from that very that particular outlet outside the hospital. Now, what's the purpose of going to a government hospital?
Baba kuyambyeko okulagirira eddagala ettuufu eryokumira.
So we are condoning it. You accept that wano nja kujja nfunewo free service ekoma wano. Yet in actual sense you must demand for more.
No, we are not condoning it, but the medicine is not there.
It is.
Kati otuulaawo bagamba nayenze kufana kuwona mulina okumpa eddagala.
And I had an experience with a certain gentleman who he had an accident, had no money. So that was the saying that no, he should get medicine
from outside.
Now, he had no known relative. So not until they intervened, medicine is there. Not until the man said, "Nah, if it is dying from me, I'm here." So the first day, no medication. Second day, no medication. Until you realize the man is going to die from here. Where did the medicine come from?
But we've been told to love our country. Ne batujjukizanga, yes, we need to love the country. Twetaaga okubeera n'omutima ogwagala ensi yaffe. Gwaggwaawo mu kulaba okwo according to how things are.
Omutima ogwagala ensi yaffe buli omu agulina naye buli omu agutaputa bubwe. Waliwo agutaputa nga alina kyayagala okukolera ensi ye. Waliwo agutaputa nga ensi ye erina okumukolera. Yes, nga yagaba to be patriotic, my country must do for me something. Nagamba nti nze okubeera patriotic nakiraga nga nkolera eggwanga. Ne kakati oli yeega agamba nti nze okubeera patriotic eggwanga lirina okunkolera. That's why osanga oli nga bw'atula mu big office alabira ddala is an entitlement alina okubenefitinga from that office. Nga yagamba talina kukolera ggwanga.
Eggwanga lirina omukono.
Ye patriotism ye. So our definition of patriotism differs and depends on where we are. Ugandans are patriotic. Watching Ama, they are patriotic. They contribute to almost all noble causes that are geared towards moving this country forward. The only disappointments they are having is from the leaders. The leaders that they trust so much, in most cases, sometimes end up, one, not telling them the truth, or acting contrary to what they had promised. And it lowers the spirit of nationalism amongst the people. Why am I saying that Ugandans are patriotic? You have never seen Ugandans trying to destroy the major installations of this country, whatever disagreements that we may be having. Toyinza kugamba, apart from the current demonstrations, you'll find that traders, when they're demonstrating, they only close their roads. But in other places, you'll find that when people are demonstrating, they end up actually destroying what they believe that is a government installation to show their dissatisfaction. We are not degenerated to that level. We still believe that we treasure our national institutions, but we find that the people occupying those positions are the ones that are letting us down. So Ugandans are patriotic, but also in our patriotism, we to different perceptions of how we define patriotism.
Okay, so when you tugende ku march to parliament, what is your take on the march to parliament? That is might even happen today because abana balangiridde okukobawo.
People marching to parliament, it is their right to demonstrate. It is their right to show their levels of dissatisfaction.
Okay.
But it is also not right for those that are entrusted with the responsibility of addressing these issues, of waiting for people to march to parliament. There has always been an outcry on corruption in parliament. And whoever leaks or whoever provides this information clearly wants the public to be in the know of what is happening in parliament.
Yeah.
If people have resolved to demonstrate and through marching to parliament, there would be reaction to such a move is to be accountable and open and sincere. Yes, we agree that there is corruption in all institutions of this government. But why people are signifying that we are marching to parliament? If there is corruption, let me say, in the police, I believe there are avenues how people address that level of corruption. But the ganging, the closing out of people to discuss issues of corruption that is touching parliament has created this agitation. And we have a generation that listening or not taking things for granted is growing amongst the young population. If you tell them, if they have questions, you can no longer just dismiss them. You'll have to address them. We found people that could, situations could happen, and no answers were provided. Silence. So we got two things will go, and they will have forgotten and jump into something else. Now this is a generation that will always seek for answers, and they will not be contented not until at least somebody provides an answer. My take on the march to parliament: there's a right to demonstrate, and that right should be exercised. But apart from, or instead of being high-handed in stopping these marches, in arresting the demonstrators, is to address the issue. Corruption in parliament. How best can the corruption in parliament be curbed? Who are the culprits and who are those culpable if there is corruption in parliament? Because no amount of arrests or no amount of silence or ganging of anybody from talking about corruption in parliament will ever stop this call or march to parliament. The parliament will be inconvenienced, businesses will be inconvenienced, and more people and more young people will be coming asking one question: address the corruption at parliament. My take on that is that the way the matter is being handled, ever since this issue originated on Twitter. The corruption scandals. The lack of response, there is a fair ways of handling this matter. It's not the usual way. Because now the people that are asking questions are different from the people that they know. The people that they knew, we are asking questions and putting things there. Now we're having people that ask questions and follow up. We asked whether so and so received this amount of money. In the olden times, somebody could come here, talk about it, expose it, becomes a public national issue, and it is it. Now they will ask you a question, they will make it public, and they will follow up on the answer. So those marching to Parliament are following up. We address corruption here. You have not addressed it. Parliament is moving, conducting business as usual. We are to occupy Parliament.
But are their demands achievable if you want to speak of Parliament to resign?
We are looking at now the substance, not the form. When you are the demand is for the resignation of the Speaker is not within the means of the demonstrators. Do we agree? It is within the means of the demonstrators to put the Speaker on pressure
To resign.
to resign. So what they are doing, they are putting the Speaker on pressure to resign. Why are they putting the Speaker on pressure to resign? Because they believe she's corrupt. How does she relieve herself from the pressure? Being accountable, coming clean that I'm not corrupt. These are the affairs of expenditures of expenses and how money is gotten and spent in Parliament. So their demand is achievable.
But I don't think the Speaker of Parliament is on pressure because twamulabyeko last weekend ngagamba nti
That is subjective.
those who want me to resign ndowooza mukyalina obudde okukola ekyo because she still has one term.
That is
She's not going anywhere.
No, that is subjective. That is subjective. I will ask if you are not on pressure, if you are not in any way scared, why do you have over 60 young people in prison on bail? Why do you close roads to hold Parliament if you are not on pressure? If you are not on pressure, if they have declared that they are coming to march to Parliament, please open the gates. So that is...
We open the gates for the young people to come in.
Those that want to march to Parliament say that...
Well, those that want to march to Parliament,
yes,
for them to come
yes, if you are not on pressure. Because the issue is, that is what we call a fallacy versus the reality. The reality is you have actually brought all arms onto the roads because a certain group of people actually who are very younger than you claiming that they are coming to Parliament. They are marching to Parliament unarmed. You have closed all the roads, you have put military police, you have put police on the roads, then you go somewhere, certain function and claim that you're not on pressure. It's okay. But the issue is you are on pressure. And it is that pressure that is what they want answers from you. They may not necessarily want you to resign. They want they want you to come out and explain yourself or to clear yourself that whereas you accuse me of being corrupt, I am not corrupt. And also the element of addressing this issue in the way they are addressing it, it will cause more agitation. The good thing the demonstrators are exhibiting is that they are not gullible. They are not moving by sweeping statements. Yes, if somebody that you clearly know is under immense pressure tells you that I'm not on pressure, wait till 2036.
2031.
Okay, 2031, yes. Yes, 2031. You may feel that this person does not understand your pain. But according to what I'm seeing from the demonstrators, they know their goal and target.
And the target is the Speaker.
No, the target is not the conduct of the person of the Speaker. Are you getting me? The conduct is the corruption in the office of the Speaker and the occupant of that office. If you tell them 2031, they are sure you may not be the Speaker by the pressure they will be putting on you. So they would have already reacted on such sweeping statements to sway them from the cause. The cause is corruption in Parliament. The Speaker is an accessory. The issue is corruption in Parliament. The Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, the MPs are just accessories to this corruption. So even if tomorrow she says that I'm no longer your Speaker, it will not have addressed the issue of corruption in Parliament. That's why they are not bothered whether she's claiming, because they clearly know that if it is consistent that Parliament cannot sit, that Parliament will only sit after being surrounded by arms, she cannot be the Speaker. So which Parliament are you going to preside over, whereby it's as if it is a military base? For how long will you sustain that? So it is just an act of trying to play things cool, but the current Speaker is under immense pressure.
Tugenda kubanga tumulamuko katono nyo wetukomawo tujja kubanga ate tutandika omulama gwaffe ogw'olunaku lwa leero. Why Aunt is silent on the ongoing corruption scandals?
Aunt is not silent.
Naye tugenda kubanga tutunuulira olowooza Speaker ali ku pressure oba nedda. Olaba ne gwe baasuulira obubizi mu Parliament ya resigninga yagenda mu maaso n'etaamu ye. Tumulamuko katono nyo tukomawo.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Hey Teddy, have you noticed how little attention science and health issues get in the media?
Totally, Edgar, yet science information is very important.
Yeah, for sure. That's why the Health Journalists Network is here.
How can they help?
They are a group of journalists dedicated to advancing public understanding of healthcare issues through impactful reporting on health and science.
Oh, really?
Yes, they meet up every month with scientists and researchers, policymakers, and activists at the science media cafes. They then relay what they discuss to the public.
Does that benefit us?
Oh yes, very much so. This helps with health and science literacy for a healthy Ugandan society.
Okay. I love getting informed about science and health issues. Health information makes all the difference between life and death. I'll look them up and engage them.
That's great. They are based all over the country.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, and they should be making real impact.
They are empowering health communities through journalism. Journalists can save lives just like doctors.
Hi, welcome to the Political Dice.
Empishi y'ebyobufuzi.
It's controversial,
Purely political.
well researched,
Accurate and global.
Oyagala bya parliament oba council.
Ya State House oba ghetto.
Ani ayugayuga ku ground.
Ani gwe baabuze.
Okimanyi nga Dr. Kiza Besigye aleesa amaanyi.
Olwofadda bafutsoli abateeseemu obuvaazi.
Oba yo DP eri ku ki?
Olwojeema.
Bano ba MKCG bo baddawa.
Abo bafuna CDF baamala tebabanja. Olwo baba ate bange bali ku ki?
Abo bo akina kulabisa simanyanga posturing tebabiri bali mu structure building. Naye ate ono ye.
Ani oyo oba?
Ye ali ku ki?
Oyo tumuleketa gamba apanyiga mawu.
Ebe ndabena birindira noku the Political Dice the Alternative Dig Talk nange Teddy Tenja ewamune
Farida Bikobere
buli wa Sunday
esawa 2.
At first, we hit your gadgets with our state-of-the-art digitalized mobile studio with the debate on the road behind the wheels. Later, we launched our magnificent studios located on Plot 1A, Sewagude Close, Lukulinanganda, Machindye, Kampala, where we bring to you our must-watch shows like The Mighty Drive, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m., Hotline, Mondays, 7 p.m. As for legal matters, Twins at Bar, Tuesdays, 11 a.m. Wednesdays, 6 p.m. is Afro-Caribbean Link, where we connect Africa with the Caribbean. Voltage on Thursdays, 7 p.m., featuring a youthful panel. Interface with Dr. Kiza Besige every Friday, 12 p.m. with his call to action against injustices. Snap Talk, Saturdays, 6 p.m. with the trio. A must-watch, The Political Dice, Sundays, 8 p.m. with the duo that never stammers, and so much more. Watch us live on all our social media platforms. We are The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
buyingiddewo mu butuufu bwagwo. Why aren't you silent on the ongoing corruption demonstrations? Awo omukulu Maseruka Sadat okwatira naye musirise nnyo, si bavubuka si abakulembera ku top. What is Ant up to? Muli ku kyeki bakipinze bize nti ebigenda maaso temubiraba mu ggwanga wano temubiraba yadde.
Uganda tetulaba bigenda maaso mu ggwanga. It is an extreme statement. Because we live in the same country and we're experiencing the same challenges.
So you simply decided
and
to be quiet.
We see and act, but only that our actions may differ. Nga bwe bagamba nti waliwo anyiga ennyo nakubirawo, waliwo anyiga n'asirika, wabirawo anyiga ina planning ngeri kijja kitaddamu ku happeninga kukola ki kumunyiza kati tulimu yo category nti we are finding solutions so that certain things do not happen again in this country. We said twakiddamu nga tulojinga part in May, which was in 2019, that we are setting the trend to change the political culture of this country. Changing the political culture of this country was not an oversight role that we took on. Twasalawo nti tugenda kutandika okukyusa mindset z'abantu. Corruption ffe tumugamba nti tatandikira waggulu naye naffe eno wansi naffe tucontributinga ku corruption ali waggulu. Kati ongoing corruption demonstrations, we associate ourselves with them. But at the same time, we should be cognizant of the rallying call of the youth that are agitating for the ongoing corruption demonstrations. Bali very clear. Era tebaina any form of ambiguity about their pain and the source of their disagreement. They state clearly that we are non-partisan. They state clearly that we follow no political party. It will be foolhardy for ANT to come and say it claims that these people belong to the ANT. Our only move that we make and what we are doing is to provide support and guidance. For instance, they hold a Twitter space. They invited the Twitter space subsequent to the first demonstration. They invited the ANT flag bearer. He addressed them. So we are rendering support, but not owning their cause.
So you're doing this the corporate way, not on ground.
It is not the corporate way. It is the It is the way of not taking over a cause that has been started by other people, but to fit in what is already ongoing. The struggle against corruption in this country concerns all of us, and we support all efforts that are geared to fight corruption in all institutions of government. But again, we're not going to own people's form of demonstration because we want to be relevant. We agree and we associate with them. But again, we say that our mode of operation or our mode of working would have been different. But what they are doing is very good and okay. What can we do in the circumstance? We support them. we add our voices to the demonstrations. I've clearly stated here. Nti, aba demonstrating, tubawagira, bayine dembo demonstrating. Naye, nga we were making a strategically clear, these demonstrations are not partisan. We do not want
partyless, fearless, and
because corruption also knows no party. So the ANT is not silent on the ongoing corruption demonstrations. The ANT is rendering support to the already existing situation against corruption. And our approach started actually way before. But because the media choose to cherry pick on what brings entertainment and views for their stations, I cannot blame them.
Okay.
But we have been in the grassroots sensitizing people against corruption. We have been all along talking about the corruption tendencies that actually are in the population, are in government, and in our leaders.
And how long is this going on? How long
that
is
the
grassroots thing? Because even here right now, tubuliranga mwera abataliwo. However much ogamba muli ku ground.
Yes.
Mugezaako okusomesa abantu. But then it feels like ground gye muliko bo oli awo ndalamu.
Ground gye tuliko yemu gye muliko, but the only difference is ebintu bye tukola tebiri the usual antics that used to of politics.
Byawukanamu ku bantu
Mwe byammwe si bya numbers
kumanya abantu babimanyi bye tukola. Nebyawukanamu ku bintu ebibadde bitambuza politics wa Uganda okumala ebbanga ddene. Era ekyo tukimanyi. Nti oba oyagala okutrendinga as the circumstances are currently. Onakola ABCD. Ito olukungana mu katale bakuganya odukubawo olukubewo bakutte ebikoze eki ensonga yo giyisizaawo. Naye tubelieving that bwe tubanga tukunganyiza abantu ne moving as a single formation with a similar message, understanding each other and the cause that we are pushing, it is far better than the kind of populist approach. But then we can do it. You cannot claim that abantu abali mu their former political party, that they are doing all kinds of the current politics. Cannot the overnight cannot go back. But they realize that it cannot work. But we support the ongoing corruption demonstrations, and we encourage our members to be part of these demonstrations.
Okay.
These demonstrations are by all Ugandan youth that believe that there is something that must change. We render our support.
Ku ground kwe mubadde, I believe mufunyeyo oba muzuddeyo ebintu ebyenjawulo bannayuganda bibogera about corruption. Osobola otuwaako ebyo ebitonotono era bo magezi kigebawa okulaba nti we eliminate these files.
Yes, ekisooka kye balaba kyekisinga okuluma is access to services that are supposed to be free. Services, for instance, tugenda ku the parish development model. Most of the youth are registering for these, but findings nti sente tezijjanga bazisabyeyo. Kati nakyo ne kibabeerera ekizibu okuzizaayo. We basaba nga ngambe organization oba sako ne bajiwa miliyoni 2 nga sako erimu abantu 3. Bakolera ku paperwork aba processing ya senza bezijje mangu abajjako 10 oba 5. Abadde bagenda ofuna 2 ne bafuna 15. 15 balina okuzaayo aga 2. Jukira bali abantu 3. Kwaba 3 tebagenda kwogera na the entire 30 nti gundi coordinator wa parish development model ayagala emeka bajja kulunda mu key figures but negotiating nabo kati abali wansi wabano bamanyi tufunye milioni ameka 2 balida bamanyi tufunye 10 na meka
15
immediately otalo lubalukawo muki musako webanga sako basobodde okukiresolving ekyo webe distributing among themselves the 20 the 15 million, they are unable to do what they had promised to do
because
sente teziriwo in most cases, and it is in the majority. of the people that and the youth that we have discussed with, abasinga oli abayita nga mukama waabwe bakola ssako n'abawandiisa n'abigobako n'akola ki sente olujja lwe bakumumuuliza
aziza zonna zonna
azitwala tosobola mumubuuza gasaakuyita kyali kikyo. So kati nolaba nti even ekintu kye bateekawo okulaba nga baplifting abavubuka, it is mad with corruption. Corruption ate neetava mu bali abawa ssente zokka, nimba nabazifunye. Chairperson yagenda ne ssente, ni chairperson teyagenda na zonna, yawaaka abamuwa ssente. So nekibanga it is an avenue of stealing from one another. Ekirala, there is no spirit of treasuring national assets. Wetulaba ssente za government oli aziraba nti zina kubeera wasted. Oli wabeera mu ddwaliro nga alina okukola procurement, alina okumakinga sure nti agula ebitanda ebisinga okuba ebibi, so that afisaako akole ki, kuba amanyi nti bya gavumenti byagenda kukola ki. Tagama nti bino mikulira gavumenti nti abaana bange oba abantu bange bali benefitinga mu kintu kino. Takiraba mu value nti kya gavumenti oba kyaffe ffenna, akiramu ye avenue yakubba. So tetuyina spirit eyo nti bamugambye nti in local government there is a lot of corruption. Oli alina okuzimba classroom block ne bayisa plan classroom block 8 nazimba classroom block 2 naye nga n'ebbiri ezo teziri ku standard, naye nga ye takirabamu nti this is a national asset. Alikiraba nti abawana favor. So there is no that attachment to national assets. The money we believe is supposed to be stolen. Nobody has to care about government things. You care about them as who. Tetulina spirit yeyo. So corruption nayongera okula. So ebona to be discoveries. So era ne tumaliza nga tugamba that fighting corruption at all levels is very okay. But also in the population, we should also have that spirit of understanding that things that belong to the government of Uganda belong to all of us. And we must treasure them, we must protect them, and we must nurture them. Besides that, corruption cannot end.
Okay. Bwe tutunuulira oboolyawo Alliance for National Transformation nga bwe tutambula okwetegekera 2026. What are those key things bye mutunuulidde okugamba nti okay, these are the things that we've addressed so far mu bbanga lino nga bwe twetegekera okulonda okuddako?
Very, very good question. The Alliance for National Transformation has its work plan. And its members are, even if they are on call, they will tell you they are very well aware of our work plan and what we set out to do. What have we achieved so far? We say that we shall hold town hall meetings in all districts of this country. We have so far moved around 55% of the districts in this country.
There are 146.
Yes. So we have moved at least 55%. Yes. We set out that we shall have structures at least before the delegates conference in all parishes in this country. Though we are at a lower pace, but at least we have presence in almost, let me say, 40% of the parishes that make up this country. But 40% of the parishes
that make up the country.
At least we have a person that is a member of the
parishes. So far, we know omutwalo gumu.
Yes, so 40%. So 40% of that is how much?
So you have
at least a person
that is a member of
on that parish that is a member of the ANT.
Okay.
So we also set out that we shall offer leadership to this country. And in offering leadership to this country is by contesting elections. We contested in the 2021 elections. We won in the local governments. We have LC3 chairpersons in Eastern, that is Bugweri, we have the LC5 chairperson of in West Nile. We have the district of West. We control the entire district in the West Nile. We have councillors in 203 in Kampala. We have one in Machido Sabagabo. We have, but all these, because the kind of political system we are having, they are not recognized by the media, because they believe that politics in this country can only be exemplified in Parliament. We have not yet reached there, but we are now there.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So kubalabalamu abantu bobaze mulina nga abantu batano.
Gwaba baza abatano kale tulina district number. Tulina chairperson ne bakansalabi. A full district in Western Nile. In the West Nile. We have LC3 council in Bugweri. N'olukiiko lwe. Tosobola kubeera watu batano. And I'm cherry picking those ones that I can remember off head. You'll find that you'll go in Western, you have like 3 councillors. You go here, there is. So, because we are unable to have an entire constituency, one like this, yet we have presence almost dispersed somewhere.
Yeah.
But because your recognition or your center of focus is what happens. MPs. You believe that because the constituency is smaller than SC5 chairperson.
Okay.
Yes.
So amanga enti gali wa watufu because kati mwe politics wamo ogambye si wakulabisa si wakwetimba mawulire si wachi
politics.
Amanyi gamwe gali luddawa.
Amanyi gafe muki. Because
byobufuzi tetwagala
because amanyi
byobufuzi
teda ina manyi byabufuzi.
Waberawo omuntu
because tujagamba nti FDC we twagimanyire nnyo ku ground activism oyo defiance.
So kati ideology ya ANT is non-confrontation. So being non-confrontation does not mean that we cannot be on the streets. But being non-confrontational means that we address issues, one, with decorum. 2, we approach things as people that want to find a solution, not people to aggravate a problem.
But
so it is different from those that move for defiance, those that move for any form of the other forms of I don't know whether Okulwanyisa is an ideology. Don't say to me, but
does your ideology really work in this politics of ours?
What do you mean politics of ours? So the politics of Uganda must be the best. So
it must be, but it is not the best.
So it must be the best. So if you are saying it cannot work, we don't want to be the best. So
you are actually saying your ideology is the best.
Yes. So if you are saying that this cannot work, but do you want to be where you are? No. You should now achieve or strive to be the best. And in the best, you must have politics that is mature, politics that is non-confrontation, politics that is of understanding and listening to each other. So then it is advocating for that. You cannot say that it cannot work. It can work because we want the best for ourselves as the country. And by doing that, we must do the things that bring us to the table of being the best country, having the best politics. You cannot claim that it cannot work. There are a lot of things here that we thought that could not work, but in the reverse they work. But because they are bad vices, we embrace them. Somebody steals, you say, that one is a thief, you cannot support a thief. But over time, the thief forces themselves to you, you vote them back. Then you say, it now works. No, the issue is we are never Uganda teba anko society because they utalikira ku moto ya.
For God and my
country. Yetegekedde kya akalu 2026. Closer y'omwaka gumu ebibiina ebirala biraga nti birina we biri kati twagala okumanya okuvaako ANT.
Since the spokesperson wa ANT.
But you are a youth leader.
I am mpa opinion yange
nga youth leader.
Nga member wa ANT.
Oba ng'omukulembeze mu ANT.
Ng'omukulembeze mu ANT. Nti politics watu wali we must all come down from our high horses, especially the opposition political parties. Situation nga where there is no single political opposition party in capability to overwhelm government working in isolation. So talks or discussions must happen on how we can collaborate in specific areas to see that we have a positive result in the 2021 general election. We are looking towards that. Yes, we shall bring what we have on table, and others they will bring what they have on table. And what they have on table should not depend on the current crop that people are marching against.
But it seems mwe ekintu kyamwe mwagala kidravinga mwe nga ANT. Tulabeko ebibiina ebirala nga byegatta bivaayo okukola emikago egy'enjawulo, and we are not seeing ANT anywhere.
Mukago ki gwe tutabaddemu?
Bwe bwali ku mukago wano ku Hotel Africana ng'ebibiina byegasse okukolera awamu mu kiseera ekyakalulu, Alliance for National Transformation teyaliyo.
Tewaliyo mukago mu kalulu ka 2021 elections.
No, during the by-elections ezaaliwo baali ku Hotel Africana ne beegatta. Bwe baali wano ku Katonga, yes, bwe baali Katonga era still nga era bakola omukago ogwo, FDC Katonga, NUP,
United Forces of Change, it was there.
Era nawo temwaliwo.
Was there. And it was represented by Honorable Nikiza and Honorable Gerald Karuhanga.
Holy Alliance era nayo temwaliyo.
Holy Alliance, you see, the issue is not we coming together and to the one. To take away Mbira and to Egasi. Katungamba Holy Alliance, because the question is there must also be a tangible outcome that we are to achieve. You are claiming that people are making coalitions towards towards by-elections, but which political parties went and a coalition in a by-election? None. So the issue is it's not parading ourselves to come. That is what is mostly the problem that ANT wants to address. Let we not just come to hoodwink people that because they see me standing or seated next to you, everything is okay. No, we must, from our intentions, on our paperwork, we are clear that we are collaborating on this. That's what I'm saying, that in the upcoming elections, our position is we should now sit prior, organize ourselves so we can be of help to each other in different areas. We work together towards achieving that particular goal, not just to parade ourselves for the cameras, not for glory seeking, not to show that to play the big man syndrome, that I was able to invite them and they were able to come here. We held a press conference. No outcome of that press conference. You will name coalitions, you will name them holy, you will name them what, but you will not have any tangible result out of them. At the end of the day, the solution lies in sitting together.
So bino byonna bya mawulire just naye nga tewaliwo nkolagana ya nkolagana yabwe temuli mu kivaamu.
Temuli kivaamu. Ate buli gye mukoma okuguumaza abantu ne mweteeka awamu nga temulina kye mujjamu muba malamu amaanyi. Kati awe mutugambira nti we are isolating ourselves, because we ask ourselves what tangible item are we going to achieve from this coalition? And you find that it's just a matter of say that we are there is no tangible reason that is bringing us together at the moment, because somebody believes that we must work together. We entirely agree, but to do what? That's where the issue is.
To bring about change in this country.
Yes. Then we go to the next phase. If it is to bring about change in this country, how are we to achieve that? It's not by, because everybody will say this.
By fronting one candidate, Mukalulu.
Perfect. Then we are agreeing that we want to front one candidate. How are we arriving at that one candidate? So we are not just going to, because it requires a sober discussion, even before coming to the cameras. How are we arriving at the best candidate? If we are to work together, who will contest where and how? And what resources are we putting together? What energies are we all bringing on the table? That's why I was saying that if you come claim that I have, let me say, 57 MPs, I will remind you that those are 57 that people want to lynch in Parliament. You should come as a political party that is willing to sit on equal terms with others.
Okay. Let's talk about the commercialization of politics. What you get the cocoa earlier.
Yeah. And
it's something that has been a culture. Mubuli kalulu tuvaayo ne tugamba there is commercialization of politics, abavubuka tebasobola kwesimbawo oba and all that. What do you think can be done okulaba nti ekizibu kino kimalibwawo? Because nalabako omubaka omu ng'agamba bonna tugenda tetuteeka akalulu tetuteeka ssente mu kalulu. Ttiimu yange bw'enaabanga egenda kukola ejja kwetaaga at least facilitation kagitambuze.
Simanyi mubaka oyo naye teyategeera concept ya commercialization of politics. Commercialization of politics si kwe facilitating nga gwe n'abantu okunoonya kalulu. It is to buy voters, is to influence commercially the decision of voters. Not the kind of suit you are wearing, not the vehicle you are going to drive, not the public address system you are going to use, not the posters you are going to pin, not the campaign team. No. You using and influencing the election using money, deciding or forcing or influencing the voters to decide in a particular direction basing on money. That is what is commercialization of politics all about. I agree. Buli agenda okwesimbawo alina okuba at least ne bare minimum nti asobola okufacilitating nga candidate. Alina ebipande, asobola okutambula constituency. Asobola okwesasulira nomination fees. Though waliwo debate what is the ideal nomination fees.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Naye n'atasukkaawo n'atandika okugenda nga nkoko n'enju nga abawayo omutwalo bamulonde. Abawe sabbuuni bamulonde. Abagulira ejjaza emipiira biki nga kanca aba influence ge bamulonde.
Kutegeka n'okutegeka emipiira tournaments.
Tournament you see,
isn't it a way of campaigning?
You see, it is a way of campaigning, but when bakulonda ncha notekawo omupiira gw'embuzi.
Of course, mwaka ogujja gonna tuyinza okulaba tournaments.
Bakulonda ncha no wagamba embuzi no mujizi. You are definitely trying to interfere with the election. Omuntu currently, or if you organize such, you are within your right. But after nomination, there are certain things that cease to happen because you cannot do them directly. Chovolaba by tambe agent nagula enkumbi, nagula seedlings, nagava. So giving such gifts to induce people to vote you not on your manifesto, that is commercialization of politics. And the price is going higher. It's not, it is yeyongera because the people's demand is also increased. Balabuka luliwa bawanga sabuni nga tokena agenda okuli ofuna 3 weye factoring amwaga 3 olaba yafuna ko nusu meka 5 olala ajja kusaba mutwalo nejukira nti obala 5 abantu emitwalo 2 oba milioni nga 2 ninga, but because wasala kwe subjectinga ku ekyo prices zaabwe nezigera nga zirinya bamaiti nawe ugenze kola ki kufuna therefore
naye abantu siffe tukisindise nnyo okuba nti buli olaba omubaka omulabamu nga source of income
ekituufu
nti nze alina okunzigiramu waneeno nga tannagenda.
Ekisooka kitandikira eno waggulu watya tulonda abaka ba parliament nga oli ajja okufuuka omubaka wa parliament nga tategedde what is the role of a member of parliament. Secondly, bw'otuula n'okola evaluation after 5 years, what tangible benefit has your MP done for you?
Zo wewaffe kuziika bambi azisa abantu talina kirala.
Kakati
baba okomawo okulima amakubo kubaawo mu byalo.
Yes. Yes, kakati ayinza okusinga chairman wa funeral service okuziika mu kitundu kyo. Chairman wa funeral service we yesimba gwe munalonda. So the issue is that's not the role of the parliament. Naye anoonya n'ekyaba kulenga takiraba. Natandika kuzungaawo amenga sure
takiraba oba
naye takimanyi
oba naye tamanyi kyalina ko
byombi kuba oba ng'okimanyi ezo okiraba. Secondly, a member of parliament that was there 15 years ago is different from a member of parliament. We read these things. Member of parliament bainanga what we call constituency development fund. Nga apart from sente za member of parliament zaafuna nga ye bamuwayo akasente akokubaako development gyakola muki
mu kitundu kye
tekyaliwo. That means entaala depending ku salary ye. So that means ye salary ana omulimu gwe gwakujja kukola ki kuteesa buteesa. Yensonga lwaki nti anoonya ekyabakolye nga takiraba n'asalawo nti kajja abeere ng'awa amabugo everywhere, so that mu feeling that is present but actually doing nothing. Naye kiddayo waggulu nti etteeka ye baalikyusa baabajjako nti wakiri ano badde agamba nti constituency development fund yange baddeyo bursaries oba bazimbiddeyo classroom block. Naye kakati alina zijja kuki ku musaala gwe. Kakati n'amaliriza nga alina kuba corrupt.
Abamu baguza ambulance.
Nanti
ambulance ababaka baziguze bakansala abasinga baguza ambulance.
But I don't want to disagree with honorable members of parliament. But the question is, ogula ambulance abaladu batwalibwa.
Abambuseeko abasinga tulina
omuje bulungi ku the scene of accident wajja ogenda omutwalo mudampinga. Dwaliro waliyo ki?
Abasawo.
Watugambye ebikozesebwa
gyeri. Sigwatugambye anoti eddagala gyeri.
Just lwakuba wiiru teriiwo.
There is medicine. We budget for that medicine.
Yes.
There are equipments that are purchased. Whether they reach the hospitals or not, that's a different matter. There is no goodwill in government hospitals to serve the people. If they were there, doctors will report on time and leave in time. Now, you know that when I'm trying to do the Lina equipment season, I'm so to jam musangai. We want to bang musawo jali, idagato jadi sangai. You are concentrating on transporting the sick.
Can we transporting and more parliament we kola
the sonzo kola making sure that there is a lot of oversight in hospitals.
No, abavubuka mukana akalulu akali commercial bwe kati olwoza do we stand a chance of taking up positions?
There is a chance of taking up positions and to always be there. Naye teri based on how rich you will be. Based on how organized the people or the youth will be.
Abagenda okulonda
abagenda okwesimbawo. The zeal gye tulina mu march to parliament tugitwala mu kalulu. I think very few old people can come back to parliament whether they have money or not. Do we agree?
No.
The zeal gye tutadde mu march to parliament the tugitransferring that let we occupy now parliament as MPs as this generation. I can assure you people with money may not come back to parliament.
I still don't agree.
Yeah. Tulakutte ku bibiina bya bufuzi byonna obanga tewali weevu eriwo because in Uganda
nakiyengeza kugamba that
culture ebaddewo nti tulonda weevu eriwo.
Who creates the wave? And also wave politics is dangerous. It has brought us where we are now.
Mukulu Sadat.
Because you cannot claim that I am somebody comes is a well accomplished gentleman in society. Aina byakozeeko aziyesimbyewo. But because of the wave, gamba anything that looks of this color will vote. Then after voting for anything of that color, you ask yourself, leave it walunda baliwa. You voted with emotions.
Nanti eno wave jogamba ziru jogamba eri mu bana ba walk to parliament. Nanti bagenda gamba gwe olaba omuvubuka tikinga. Kati bajja kutuwa ne wave eri
oba olaba ya matching ku parliament obo tikinga.
Buli olaba omuvubuka.
No,
olaba omuvubuka tikinga. Bajja kutuwa n'abavubuka abatayina kye bagenda kola abatamanyi kye bayina kola.
And I disagree with that because voting with emotions has thus brought us where we are. The zeal, the level of organization that is in the march to parliament, if it is transferred to the elections, I want to talk about the parliament, whether they have money or not, but why. We want always to determine issues with emotions. oga nti bwolaba omuvubuka si buli muvubuka nti ali mu march to parliament si buli muvubuka nti ali mu march to parliament si buli muvubuka nti asharinga views ezo so ogamba nti
naye era si buli ali mu march to parliament they can be a leader.
That's what I'm saying. Tusooke to eliminating nti si buli muvubuka are supporting the march to parliament. Now amongst those that believe that there must be a change in the way the affairs of this country are governed, there are also those that are not fit to be members of parliament. But how can you sieve that? Is by being organized. If you move by a form of a wave, you bring more of those that are against the agenda than those that are for the agenda. The issue is they have all along been accusing us, the youth, for being disorganized. And in this, we have been supporting waves unknowingly. And we are the perpetuators
of the waves,
of the politics of waves. That's why I'm saying the organization that we are having currently for march to parliament, if it is transferred to an election, well organized, somebody will come with their money, buy off everybody, the youth will not go to that person. But not under the situation of a saying, it is very dangerous. It is very dangerous. That is why we are here talking of this thing. That is why people are marching to parliament now. As a result of emotions, they cannot debate on issues of corruption. Because in actual sense, they would tell their MPs, please table a motion regarding corruption. Now they have chosen to move to parliament.
Ombakansere kuyagamba nti bwe mutuzingirizamu ffenna kiba kikyamu. Bwemba mwina abantu bemwe mulugunyako bemba musongamu nti ono be batakoze bulungi. Gwo Munnayuganda banja area MP wo kikyakoze. Bw'aba takoze nga bwe wamusuubira gw'oba osongamu olunwe so si parliament yonna ng'ogizingiriza wamu.
Honorable Maseruka saagala nnyo ku disagreeing naye. Naye the issue is debate on something you have understood the cause. What is the issue about the corruption or march to parliament? It is not a target of a particular MP. Abagenda ku parliament bamanyi MP gye basula. Ekyo kibali clear. Bamanyi constituencies zaabwe ze bavaamu. Why are they marching to parliament? Because they believe that whoever is there has not taken over the responsibility. And you should also not, because I believe he's a very intelligent gentleman, you should also not now hoodwink us thinking that if you are elected as an MP, your role is only to this particular constituency. The moment you swear in that house, you represent the entire
country,
nation. So people that are coming, they are seeking answers from parliament as an entity. All inclusive. If they wanted particular MPs or individuals, bamanyi gye basula, bamanyi gye babeera, bamanyi mu constituencies era bakubayo enkuŋŋaana abali mu parliament. Basobola omulumba ku lukuŋŋaana. Ne lwaki bagala tugenda ku parliament? Mwena gye muli as a whole. Oba okoze bulungi, oba okoze bubi, oba okoze bulungi, tujja kujjamu later. But the issue is the institution of parliament, which I believe Honorable was a part of the institution of parliament. So they are not isolating anybody in this corruption thing. Wobola antu mbaka takoze. Solution weri. Mulumbe wa constituency. Genda ewuwe. Naye wano twogera ku session ya parliament twalira mu speaker abaka ba parliament ne staff ya parliament.
But in some way I think Honorable Maseruka might be right. Like mwenga abavubuka in a particular constituency, you have your demands. Put them on paper, go and present them to your area MP. Aje abirete mu parliament now that mukunganyize eddoboozi eri awamu aje abirera gambe nzaabe wange benkiikirira
balina kino nakyo
beetaaga kino nakino.
Anti kati tuli mu myaka emekanga parliament ku Kyangere Nduba 2021.
Tuli mu myaka kati gusigwa akuna tugenda mu gwakuna.
We are around 3 years.
Yes, tugenda mu gwakuna.
So 3.5, let me say. Kakati, in 3.5 years of the life of this parliament, corruption scandals zafuluma ddi ziri the exhibition of parliament yatandika ddi?
Hii parliament exhibition ya last month?
No.
Yatandise this year.
This year. No, around December, let me say last year. Around, okay, let me say this year.
Let's start with January.
Okay.
Kitandika okuva enyo in February, March.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since then to now, what has Honorable Maseruka and others that believe they have worked for the people done? Because actually his constituency is an urban constituency.
Kampala Central.
His constituency, most of his voters are on Twitter. That means he must have audience there.
Yes.
What has he done on the cries of people that are on Twitter by then?
Bamutuukiridde ye nga ye.
He has 3.5 years.
The question is, bamutuukiridde ng'omubaka wa
bazze kati. Kubanga ensonga gye boogerako si ya kitundu kye kyokka. Ensonga ya ggwanga lyonna. Ate nga ye MP w'eggwanga lyonna, apart from his constituency. Actually, it is actually insane. I need, for instance, it's as if you are telling me that I must be given an invitation letter to come and demonstrate. If I feel touched, if I believe there's something not going on right in my country, I should invite myself. Honorable Maseruka, wabanga alabira ddala waliwo ensonga esobola okujja agiteeka ku floor of parliament ng'ensonga tennasajjuka. Ye ne banne bandikoze eki? Bagitabulinze. Very simple.
Oboolyawo obanga tebannaba omutuunuuliza.
Naati kyengezaako okugamba.
Bemulugunya nti
tolinda ensonga y'eggwanga tolinda gwe kukuweereza invitation nga bakuyita ku mbaga nti Mr. and Mrs. Gundi mbayise. You find it within yourself that I must do something. And as an MP, regardless where you come from, if there are issues that you believe that are touching the image of parliament, that are touching that the institution that you work with, no values addressing it. Before the third parties now come in, opportunity bajibawo. MPs era ne addressing the wrong concern. The concern I think that is moving is about the 4 commissioners. But that's not the entire gist. That's why waliya bagamba that the speaker must go.
Anti zezimu ku demands omusanvu ze bateboling.
Bani?
Speaker must resign.
No, those are
the marching to parliament.
The ones that are marching
to
parliament.
Commissioners, sente ze babawa nabo benyini
I'm talking about the only efforts that have ever been in parliament to address issues of corruption.
Not the addressing one of the issues that you tabled are you them.
Yes. Now, the issue of that means that they were cherry picking in their approach. But now Uganda ne basalawo katujje ffe tukole ki tuzeete bowling kuba myaka 3 n'ekitundu tusuubira nti gusigaddeyo ne gumu n'ekitundu bila kyemugenda okukola ki okukola kati toyinza kuva n'ogamba nti genda tewe kalakasize mu constituency no awo wooli ffe twakuteekawo tulaye tokyasobola ffe katujje tukole ki tweteeseze which is absolutely okay because at the end of the day an MP is accountable to the people. And when you are elected in that house, you cease only to be a member of that constituency. You debate for the entire nation. If you have failed to debate for the entire nation, leka bajje abakulonda bakutikole ki.
So sinakutegeera bulungi. Abaana abamatchinga ku parliament baagala kubanga bagenda bo taking up spaces z'aba honorable. Do they have a petition they want to give to parliament? What exactly do they want?
They tabled 7 what?
Points.
So you mean they are marching to parliament to do what? To put those demands into action.
That is a joke.
It sounds as what you want to call it, but that is what is on the table. You bring a counter offer.
They want commissioners to resign.
You bring
they want the speaker.
You
to
bring
resign.
a counter. You bring a counter offer. You cannot say that it is insane. You bring a counter offer. You bring a sane offer. The offer is very simple. Speaker must resign. The commissioners
and the speaker is saying she's not resigning anytime soon.
But she has
that
one is you see we addressed this earlier that for how long will you hold parliament surrounded by the army?
ne parliament ebadde nga eri surrounded kujjako nti bayongeddeko bwongezi deployment but
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, that the deployment the other time was minimal.
But do you think it bothers the honorables okubanga bayita mu bamajawo nga bagenda?
It's not kubayita, it is the image. It is the image. You know the expense that the country faces in maintaining those people in the street. For how long will you maintain that? If, for instance, the demonstrations go on from now till the next election, think you will have a parliament by 6 months.
Already, waliwo abakuumaddembe bali mu kutambula mu kibuga Kampala.
Yes, but the maintenance of those people, if it is consistent for the entire year, can the government of Uganda sustain them surrounding parliament, closing the roads every day?
President yavaayo sabiti ewedde ne yeebaza abakuumaddembe engeri gye bahandulingamu situation, but also na pointing out nti abamu ku abo abeenyigira mweno march to parliament bali funded n'amawanga ageebweru okukyankalanya embeera wano mu ggwanga n'okuleetawo ebintu ebibye ebyo bye baali bateebereza okuba nti baali baagala.
I don't know, I don't have evidence about his talk.
It's a statement.
No, I'm saying what he said. I read what he said, but I have no evidence about his talk. But what is good for the goose is good for the gun. He sends ministers, he sends envoys. He himself sometimes moves across the world seeking for funding. So is he the only person that has the monopoly of acquiring funds from foreigners? For whatever reason, his military is funded by foreigners. That is good. So the issue is, I have no evidence about foreign funding because I don't believe that people fighting a genuine cause need to be funded. But in any event, if there is foreign funding, it is not peculiar to only his government. Even those that are opposing the government, because he's also getting it. Nobody's getting him. Because
anti-funding for the bigger picture, for the good cause of Uganda. You see,
if it is for the good cause of this country, you will not have these demonstrations. So that means that the funding is using it actually to overstay in power. Is it for the good cause of this country to cling on to power after 36 years? I don't think so. But he's getting that funding to engross himself in power. So you are closing avenues and creating, because it is just throwing blame game. I don't believe that there is any form of foreign funding. These are organic demonstrations that have actually provided issues of concern over time, and the people have ignored them. And this kind of dismissal of people's concerns is the one that has brought us here. Somebody tells you there is corruption and there is evidence to this effect. Please address it. You organize a Thanksgiving and you say, I'm not going anywhere. So the following day they will demonstrate. The following day, then after, when the pressure is becoming too much, they are now foreign funding. But the issue was address their concern.
N'omukulembeze w'eggwanga agezezzaako okubanga alwana okulaba nga amalawo corruption era some of the MPs are in prison facing corruption charges. Tolaba nti there is will.
We are talking about 36 years in power.
Yes, nkitegedde bulungi kyoyogerako. He has just realized there is corruption in Uganda.
You are using a cobweb. You are using a cobweb. Okozesa nabbubi okwata enjovu. Of course, ejja kukwata buwuka. We know the biggest corruption scandals in this country.
But corruption is corruption, whether it is at a small level, a district level, or it is in parliament.
And I'm not disagreeing that those that were arrested should not be prosecuted. But I'm saying, if his will is against corruption, there are better people within his government, not even including himself, that must be prosecuted. Yes. So that we believe that this thing is genuine. if not these are things of smile.
Obujulizi obubaluma bwe butannaba kuwera bwe butannafunika obuluma abo bemusonga mu olumwe.
No, there is evidence, but the issue is they are untouchable. Even the few that have been caught, you'll find that they have just fallen from grace. But they have been doing this thing, well known, and it's not the first time or the first scandal they are involved in. Especially if you look at those ones that are currently being prosecuted. It's not their first corruption scandal, but this one has caught them because they have fallen out of favor. But if they were still in favor, they would continue with business as usual. So he has no good will to fight corruption. His fight for corruption is actually mockery. I marched against corruption. I wrote a statement in that. It is a mockery. So the only thing that the president of this country can do is to march. The reverse is true. His cause is not genuine.
Maseruka Sadat.
Yes, walabi ba Digitalk neyanze omukisa gono okujja okubeerako namwe n'okuteesa nammwe. Yes, it has been a pleasure and we are grateful as the ANT for this opportunity to come and say something to this country and also to tell you that we are moving. Our members should be very optimistic that the change is not an overnight event. Is something that is grossly worked for behind the curtains. The moment we rise up, we shall have risen. So be blessed. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. Njala okwebaza mwena batandise naffe okubalisa wabbiri ate paka wano wetunzikidde show yaffe y'olunaku lwaleero mwebale kubanga mutulaba abalabi ba YouTube mwebale kubanga ate nammwe mutwekuumidde kwasuubire nti ogyemu ekyokuyiga kimu bibiri naye nga ekiri mu kibuga Kampala gwe ali mu planning ogenda mu town there is some kind of heavy deployment olw'ensonga nti abasuubuzi batuukiriza kye baalanze bagaddewo amaduuka gaabwe nga balaga obutali bumativu eri omukulembeze w'eggwanga okubakipinga nga abapushinga yabasuubiza alimenti okuba meetinga mu gw'omukaaga waziti mu gw'omukaaga ate n'addamu n'abapushinga mu gw'omusanvu. He was meant to meet them today n'abategeeza na ikololo eri under renovation so I cannot meet you nja kubanga ate mbasinkana mwezi gw'omunaana nga guggwako bano kibatayagadde tebabadde basanyufu ne basalawo okubanga balaga obutali bumativu. So if you are planning to go to town endowooza otemuko ebigere nja kubanga mbasiibulira bano nkoze n'omukyala ku kamera mukyala Fiona ate mu control room ndimu abaddemu mukose Arnold Anthony mu studios nkoze n'omumbejja Luwede Lilian mubere bulungi mweraba.
About corruption, I was saying.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.